keep your eyes on the prize. Girlfriend, you gotta get it right. You gotta want it with all your might.
Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Karen Frost, coming back at you again. Sorry if I sound a bit odd, I've got a little bit of a cold, so my nose is a bit bunged up, so excuse the poorly voice, but I just wanted to get this video voiced over and uploaded because I did promise you guys I'd get it done this week, and it's Friday today, so I really need to get it done. Anyway, back to the video. As you just saw, I removed my crystals with my handy wire cutters. They are brilliant for getting crystals off. And then I actually used that same wire cutter to cut the length of my nails down. Be careful when you do this. Make sure that you are angling the nipper away from your nail bed area. If it's got to be towards the end. Am I making sense? When you see, you don't want the nail to crack up onto your nail bed. You want to make sure that the direction of it goes towards the free edge, if you know what I mean. Oh, I don't know if I'm making any sense, so I'm just going to leave it there. You saw what I did. Hopefully it made sense. Doing this while poorly is not a very good idea, but you know, if you've been to my channel before, you know I do not silly things when I shouldn't, and today is no different apparently. So for all your new subscribers, welcome to the madness of Karen, because she is kind of crazy, and that's me. And speaking about myself in the third person, yeah, that's totally insane, isn't it? That's what crazy people do. Oh good God, I am really not helping my case here, am I? But you know what? I'm not even gonna re-record this. I'm leaving it in. Whatever. This is me. Take it or leave it. Oh dear. Anywho, now that I've prattled on a lot and not even told you what's going on in the video, I better catch up with what's going on. Hey, so yes, using my e-file to remove my coloured acrylic back down to my clear base layer. I always put a clear layer down just in case I do decide to do a redesign. It also obviously protects the nail plate against staining and offers that extra bit of strength, so all good. I've changed bits on my e-file now to a less coarse bit because I'm getting closer to the nail bed, and obviously the closer you get to your nail bed, the more gentle you need to be. Once you've got through all that bulk, you have to be careful when you get nearer to your nail bed because you don't want to burn yourself or your client, if you're doing it on a client, of course. So take your time, just get off as much colour as you can. Well, that's what I do anyway. Not much else I can tell you really. It's just a case of, yeah, taking it slow. Keep moving though. If you don't keep the e-file moving to different areas of the nail, especially when you are that close to the clear layer underneath, it's very easy for you to burn yourself or your client. So yeah, the closer you get down to that clear base layer, the faster you need to be moving that around to different places. Do not leave it in one area. It will burn. It does hurt if you do that. Anyway, so I've pushed back my cuticles, and now I'm using a cuticle bit and going around my cuticles. I'll go around in one direction, one side, and then I will change directions on my e-file and go through the other side. Go through, that doesn't make sense. Go around the other side of my cuticle area, as you can see that I'm doing now. That way I know that it's pushing all the cuticle out rather than under my eponychium, if that makes sense. And now I'm using my trusty sanding band, and it let me down. I can't believe it, it let me down. It kept sliding on the arbor band for some reason, so I stuck another one on, and then that one started sliding on the mandrel. I was like, what is going on? So as it kept sliding, it was like spinning around on, so it wasn't filing properly. So in the end, you'll see that I just give up on the mandrel and use a different e-file bit because it was driving me nuts. there were new sanding bands, but they must have been not sized right, because they were literally slipping around the mandrel barrel, which was really annoying. So yeah, frustrating. That's why it's not, you can see it's not working, it's not removing anything, and the reason why is because it kept spinning round and round. Look, I try again with another one. Oh, I really want my sanding bands to work, but it just wouldn't. Oh dear. It's still sliding, you can see it's not taking off much product. You can see the colour and that's still there, and I was like, ugh, I give up. There we go. Just put on an extra fine, really fine, extra fine EFAR bit, because obviously I'm very close to the natural nail at this point, but I just need to remove any parts that are lifted and get off the last of the remaining colour, and then I'll be happy with it. Feel free to fast forward and skip this part of the video. I like to leave it in sometimes because people like to see how to remove and deal with, you know, infills or redos of nails, you know. So yeah, I leave it in for those people that like to watch this bit, but if you don't, go ahead, skip along to the next part. You won't miss much, it's just filing. Excuse me. Oh, I really don't feel good at all. I've not got that mad virus that's going around though. No, I don't have the COVID-19, thank goodness. It's rather rampant. It's terrible what's happening. Anyway, I dusted the nails off and put my dehydrator and primer on and started sculpting, and I've already sculpted the little finger. I'm really sorry you didn't see it, but it was so blurry there was no point in me leaving it in the video, and the angle was terrible, so yeah, sorry you missed it, but there it is, pinching it. And as you can see, these forms are amazing. These are the SBD London forms. They are the bomb. They are so rigid, you know, they're so strong and they're so long. You can do some pretty extreme nails with these if you wanted to, and they give you a really good C curve. So check out SBD London. I shall leave the details in the description box for anyone who would like to get their hands on some. I can't recommend them enough. They are literally the best forms I've ever tried, and I've tried loads, and I fell in love with the pink ones that I've got, but these smash those. I'm sorry, but they do. These are epic. I can't, unless you feel them, it's really hard to describe how good they are. Once you feel them, they are so thick, and I don't know, they just stay in place like there's foil in them or something. It's just, and they're stunning. Look at that. Look at the holographic pattern. They're beautiful. Anyway, yes. So I am just waffling on about the forms whilst I'm building nails. But that's all I'm doing, building nails. You can see what I'm doing. I had a bit missing on the side now. That's the stress area. Now, if I was to leave that bit without putting that extra bit of acrylic on, that would be a place where that nail could possibly snap. So always make sure that you have a look at the sides of your nails to make sure you haven't missed any, because that is the point where this could possibly break off. So always keep an eye on that, and you see that I move my hands everywhere, checking from every direction possible. Always check from sides, both sides, and all around. Just check all sides of the nail. Make sure it's structurally sound. That's the most important thing. You don't want your nail breaking. Well, I don't. And again, I missed a bit on the side, so I'm making sure I get it in. Ensuring that my free edge is coming straight out from my side walls, so it lines up perfectly, straight line. You'll probably notice that, especially on my index finger, my form is angled upwards. The reason for that being, as you probably know if you've watched any of my other videos, but just in case you haven't, I actually have hooked nails and my index fingers are the worst. So I do actually angle the form up rather than straight out like you would on a normal, well, I say normal, but standard nail bed. You'd have the form coming straight out from the side walls in a straight line, but you'll notice on my index finger especially, and I always angle them up because all of my fingers are actually hooked, but my index fingers are they're hooked the worst, so I angle the form up higher with those ones. That's to counteract the hookedness of my nails. I hope I'm making sense. I'm doing my filing part now. I didn't show you the index finger. I probably should have done, since I was talking about it, but oh well. Sorry, I left it, left that out because I thought I'd only show you a few now, so you're not going to see the same thing over and over again because it's just a plain sculpt. But yeah, I'm just taking my e-file and I'm going around the free edge, taking in the sides a bit, getting off any of the acrylic that had flown down the form a bit too much, and just shaping my nails the way I like them. Doing it a bit with the e-file first means obviously less to do with the hand file, but I like to use my hand file on the free edge especially because it gives you that nice straight sharp lines. Be careful not to cut into the sides of your nail when you file the free edge sides. It's you've got to be careful the way you're angling your hand file to make sure you don't cut an angle sort of divot into the side of your nail, which will make a weak point and cause the nail to break. It's at that point where I was saying I'd missed a bit. That's the part I'm talking about. You've got to make sure you don't cut into that when you're angling your file against the free edge sidewall. And once I'm happy with that part, then I will go over the top of the nail. So I'll go, although I'm showing you the nail from the side profile, trying to get my camera to focus on it for you so that you can see how the structure of the nail looks from the side profile and how it slopes up from the cuticle area and then straight and sort of down towards the free edge. Can you see that? And I'm trying to show you how the sidewall comes out straight from where my sidewall of my finger is, and the line follows that, the free edge of the nail follows that path straight out. That's what I was trying to show you. And then carry on with my filing. So I'll go around the cuticle area and over the body of the nail, from cuticle area right down to free edge, just over and over, and then move on to the next nail, which is what I'm doing now. And again, you'll see that I'm filing up the side walls, free edge, and then I'll go around the body of the nail and do the cuticle area, etc. And rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's all I do over all the nails. Wasn't too much filing to do on this set, thankfully. My application wasn't fantastic, it could have been better on this set, and I will say that, but got to remember I was also using my non-dominant hand to apply this. I'm right-handed, so using my left hand to apply isn't the easiest of things to do, but how else am I going to get both hands done unless I go and get another nail tech to do them for me, which you can't really just go and do just like that. Therefore I do my own, and that's the way it works. Anyway, time for the decorating. Obviously I've dusted off and I've washed my hands and they are extremely dry, but oil is the enemy of nail enhancements, so yeah. And obviously with the cold weather and central heating, it just dries out your skin even more, so my hands look crusty, so never mind about that, doesn't matter. They will be moisturised afterwards. Let's get on with the decorating, the most wonderful part. So I'm using a lovely sort of wine, it looks like pink at the moment, but once I put the second layer on, you'll see it's like a lovely wine red gel polish colour, and it is lovely. It does look really pink once it's sheared out, you know. When I first put a blob on, you'll see it looks nice and red, but obviously apply your gel polish in thin layers, always thin layers. That way you know, you can get them to cure properly. It's always best to make sure that your lamp is the right wavelength for the gel polishes you're using, because that's the only other way to ensure that they are being cured all the way. But yeah, I'm not gonna go on a rant. I'm not gonna do it. Just saying, just for reference. Oh, I'm using a black now, because under Catseye gel polishes you can sort of change the tone of the Catseye gel polish depending on which colour you put underneath it, which is pretty cool. So I decided to try a few things on this hand. So we've got the red base on a few fingers, and then on the other ones I've got black, and on this particular finger I'm doing half red, half black. Ooh, fancy. But, well, you'll see how I blend these together. Just take one of those blending brushes, they are quite handy, and you'll see how the bristles are, they're like gappy and really fine, and you just swish, as you can see, up and down, up and down, up and down, and get them to mix together in a nice ombre, and it works, it does the job. And where I've made a mess, as usual, don't forget, like I said, using left hand, which is my non-dominant hand, so yeah, making a huge mess around the cuticle area, but that's what clean-up brush is for. Just get your rubbing alcohol and a brush and clean it up as best you can using your non-dominant hand. Also not easy, but never mind, I've cured those layers. Now I'm going in with my second layer of the base background colour that will be underneath my cat's eye. Oh, I'm really loving playing with cat's eyes, can you tell? Yeah, I'm a fan. Can't say I'm not, because I am. I'm a fan of cat's eyes. They're so cool, oh my goodness, and the effects you can do with them, and I'm really boring and I always do the same effect because I love how it looks. I just love that whole velvet looking nail. I just think it's beautiful, and there are so many things you can do with cat's eye polishes, and I keep doing the same thing, but I don't care. I love that velvet textured look, it just looks awesome. Yeah, I can't help it. I've got no excuse, it's just, I love it a lot. I'm nearly finished applying my layers now. We'll cure that. Well, no, I've got to do the black, of course. I haven't finished applying the second coat of the black yet. I think I applied a second coat of the black. Yeah, I do. There we go. Second coat of the black. Although, looking at that finger, I probably didn't have to. But force of habit. I always apply 2 layers of gel polish. It's just, well, these nails are actually going to have several layers of gel polish because the cat's eye's going to go on top, but you know what I mean. So in with the black on that ombre nail, and again with the red on the tip, and I will do my little blendy with my brush to make that ombre nice. Not that you really can see it underneath the cat's eye, but I still wanted it to be a nice blend regardless. and it's good to show you guys another technique of how to get your ombres looking nice with gel polishes. It's possible with a black and a red, the notoriously most difficult colours to blend together, but it's possible. You can get a nice ombre with them. It takes a bit of work, but it's doable. And then again with my rubbing alcohol and my clean-up brush, and some of that red got under my cuticle and it looks terrible and looks like my nail's bleeding, but never mind, we are moving on. So I've cured those layers, and now I'm going in with the, well, I'm showing you the SBD London 5D Catseye #1, and it is a beautiful, beautiful red to gold kind of, oh, it's really hard to describe these colours the way they change, but it's a red. It's a reddy kind of colour, hence I put the red base down because I wanted to bring the red out more. You'll see you'll see later on that the colour looks slightly different when I put it over the black, and I'm just having a play because I was thinking I would do something different with the cat's eye, and I thought, well, let me play around with a few designs. Always fun because you can redo it, and you'll see that I redo it because cat's eye won't be set until you put it in the lamp, and you can keep changing it as many times as you like. So it's like one of those etch a sketches. Swipe the brush over the top and you can start again. Look at that, it's so cool. Oh. So yeah, I'm having a play with my magnet, trying to decide what I want to do, and yeah, in the end I go with the good old let's make it look like velvet look, like I said. Oh dear. On this finger I do something different though. I do a sort of S-type pattern on this nail, and I use the little round part of the magnet, see, and it sort of pushes the particles into a circle, so it's kind of a backward S-type pattern. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And I just play around with it until I get it the way I want it, and then I set it in the lamp. It's great. It's so much fun to play with these things. I could literally sit and play with cat's eye polishes all day. I just love watching the particles move with the magnet. It's so cool. You're gonna get sick of me posting videos with cat's eye gel polishes, and I'm really sorry if you do, but I really like them. Yeah. In with the old clean-up brush because I've made a mess yet again. Magnet time. Get that velvet art. Look at that though. You can't tell me that looking at that is not awesome. How the particles move. Can't tell me that that is not cool. That's so darn cool. Index finger. So this is the full black nail, and you'll see that the colour is slightly different because it's on the black background. If you put different colours under the cat's eyes, have a play with them because you'll get a slightly different effect and slightly different colour, and it's just so cool. So don't just stick to just black under cat's eyes, try other colours. You'll be surprised. I'm sorry I'm out of shot with that magnet there, but when I flip my finger back around you can see, I mean, look at that effect. I can't stop going on about it because it is so awesome. Such a wonderful effect. As soon as I'm happy with it, I will pop my finger in the lamp and set that pattern, well, it's not a pattern, is it really? Set the particles in place. This nail, I don't know why I was faffing so much with it, but yeah, I faffed. I always faff. And then I look back at the video thinking, what are you doing? Why are you still doing that? But yeah. Videos are a good way if you want to improve your technique or see how you perform, videos are a really good way, because there are things that I do that I don't realise I'm doing until I watch videos back. So if you are an aspiring nail tech or a nail tech, or just a home user, film yourself now and again and watch it back and see what you do and how you do it. It's just really helpful for if you want to make progress. I find it really helpful, because I notice things, like I said, there's things that I do that I don't realise I'm doing until I watch the videos back. But yeah, that's my little piece of advice, my little words of wisdom for you. Ooh, I'm going to put some gels on. Gels on? I've already done that, Karen. Doodah. I'm going to put some gems on, some little crystals, and I've got this wonderful nail gel glue from SBD London, and it's non-tacky, which is really cool, and it has this applicator, which is a tiny little pin dot that you can literally be extremely accurate with, and it also has a brush, which is so handy, and like I said, it's non-tacky, so you don't have to wipe off either, which is awesome. So I'm going to use that to adhere my crystals, and I will say the crystals stay in place. The stuff is awesome. It works really well. So if you need a nice bit of, what's the word, glue for your crystals, have a look at that. Now, I purchased that myself. This is not a paid promotion or anything like that. I'm using products that I love, genuinely love, and have spent money on. So I'm not going to recommend something that I'm not willing to spend my money on. I'd never do that. So just so you know, for those who are wondering, I pay for my own products. Unless I tell you that it's been gifted, and if it's been gifted, I will say that it's been gifted. But these are things that I have purchased myself because I love them, honestly love them. We'll always keep it real with you guys. That's my little crystal design that I decided on, and I've cured that, so those gems are set in place. They are not going anywhere, and now it's time for me to top coat these babies, and we will be done. So I shall top coat all of the nails, and then I will top coat around my crystals. I don't top coat over them because I find that they end up looking like little balls rather than crystals. If you top coat over them, you lose the facets of the gems if you top coat over them, and it's the facets that make them sparkle. So you don't want to disrupt the facets in any way. You want those facets there so that they catch the light, and that's what makes them sparkle. So that's why I don't go over the crystals, the top coat. And this is a non-tacky top coat, so once I have cured this, I shall let the nails cool down for a minute or two and go in with my hand cream and my cuticle oil. God, I forgot what it was called then. And that'll be it. My set will be done. So at the moment I'm using a detailer brush and just using that with the top coat to go around the crystals. Because like I said, I don't want the top coat going over the top of them. But yes, clean up any mess I've made. Oh, that's so cool. So yeah, cuticle oil time, and that's it. So I've left some photos at the end of the video for you guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I've got some more coming up. So please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd love it if you would. You know, it's always nice if you feel that you want to subscribe. Obviously, it's not a requirement, but it would be nice if you did. And also hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video. I'd appreciate that too. It helps my channel grow, and it helps my videos to be seen by other people. So if you wouldn't mind, that would be most appreciated. Thank you to all that have subscribed so far. I can't believe I've got over 1,000 people. This is awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you for watching again. Take care, peeps, and I will see. Well, I won't see you. You'll see me. I'll speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.